Okay, in this question we want to solve for the integral 1 divided by x cubed times square root of x squared minus 25. In order to solve this question, we need to use trig substitution. So the part that we can use trig substitution is going to be the square root x squared minus a squared. If a 25 is equivalent to 5 squared, so that's a match. So we will say that x equals 5 secant theta. So dx is going to be 5 secant theta tan theta. And if we rearrange this, we can say that secant theta is equal to x divided by 5. We know that secant is hypotenuse divided by adjacent. So hypotenuse is going to be x, adjacent is going to be 5. And since it's a right triangle, we know this part will be the square root x squared minus 25. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, apply x. So we know we have dx equals 5 secant theta tan theta, so we can plug it in here. And x is going to be 5 secant theta. So it's going to be 5 cubed secant cubed theta. Square root, we are applying 5 secant theta again, so we'll get 25 secant theta minus 25 d theta. Okay, now next step we want to do is factor out 25 for this. So we'll get 25 parentheses secant squared theta minus 1. And now we use trig identities. So we know that secant squared minus 1 is equivalent to tan squared theta. So we can say it's going to be 25 tan squared theta. Okay, and we know the square root of 25 tan squared theta would simply be 5 tan theta. So now we cancel out some terms. So we have 5 would cancel out here, tan would cancel out here. We have 1 secant on top, and we have 5 cubed secant cubed. So we'll cancel out 1 secant, and we will be left off with 1 over 125 integral 1 divided by secant squared theta d theta. And now we use another trig identity. Well, actually no. Actually 1 divided by secant squared theta is simply equivalent to cosine squared theta. Okay. And now we use a trig identity. And this is one of the uncommon ones where we can say that cosine squared theta is equivalent to 1/2 times parentheses 1 plus cosine 2 theta. So by doing this, we'll have this. So we can say 1 over 250 and 1 over 250, and now we take the antiderivative of this. So 1 would be theta. The antiderivative of cosine 2 theta can be 1/2 sine 2 theta. That's one form, plus c. And now we simply need to, so now we have another identity. So 1/2 sine 2 theta is also equivalent to 1/2 times 2 sine theta times cosine theta. Too many identities in this problem. So 1/2 times 2 would cancel out, we'll get 1. And so we'll be left off with theta plus sine theta times cosine theta plus arbitrary value c. Theta we can say is, if we take secant inverse, we'll get theta is equal to secant inverse x divided by 5. Sine theta, by looking at this, we can say opposite is square root of x squared minus 25. Hypotenuse is x. Okay, that's going to be sine theta. And cosine theta, we have adjacent 5 divided by hypotenuse x. So 5 divided by x plus arbitrary value of c. And now we're finally done. And that's all we need to do.